Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is Radhika here again, and this video is going to be about the next element, which is the air element. Air is the lightest of all the elements, and it's also the most interesting. All the decisions that human beings make are made via this element, and it's also the decisions that you make are basically uh, what give way to the actions that you take in life. First come the decision and then come the action. It kind of controls all the actions that you take in your life. So the breath that you take in is air, and the breath that you breathe out is also air. That's why most spiritual practices, they make use of air to kind of focus your awareness, to develop concentration. Air is very important. Also because air represents thoughts, our thoughts. If you really observe your thoughts, they are like air. They simply land on you. Your thoughts are not your own. We think that this is my thought. It's actually a thought that comes to you. Even in the language, we say this, this thought came to me, because it actually comes to you, like the air flows and it comes to us. In a similar way, a thought will come to you, but because our ego immediately attaches to that thought, we start thinking this is my thought. And even feelings, if you observe feelings are very much like water. They flow and they go, and then a lot of people hold on to feelings, so they don't let the feelings flow because they don't express them. Thoughts are also like that. They are not your own, but sometimes the ego quickly grabs them, and starts spinning a story around the thought. And that is what causes our mind to race. And because our mind races, then our body goes into like a flight or fight response, and you want to talk and you want to think, and then you want to think the next thought and the next one and next one. So the cycle continues. That's why when you want to master the air element, or you want to balance your air element, all spiritual practices will ask you to watch your breath. Because once you start mastering your breath, you will start mastering your thoughts. And it can go either or. You can do thought watching, which is also very very good. Thought watching is just watch your thoughts. That's all you have to do. You sit, you breathe, and you become like an audience. Like, what thought is coming to me now, and now it has landed in your head, and you watch it. Don't judge it, don't attach to it, and you let it go. You just wait. So if you don't act on a thought, it stays there, and then it goes away. It's like the air, it will flow away. And then another thought will come, and then you watch that thought, and then you wait for it to go away, or you don't even wait, you just watch the thought. And after some time, that thought will go away, and another thought will come, like the air. So yeah, so this is where it all happens, all your thoughts coming in. So air is everywhere, it's all around us. That's why we do get affected when we are around people who are always thinking negative thoughts. It affects us even if we don't realize it. We are breathing that air, we are thinking those thoughts that people around us are thinking. We telepathically connect to them, and we pick up things from their energy field, or thoughts that they are letting out in the air. We pick them up. We pick up the energy. So it's all around us. You can't really escape it and you just have to kind of master your air element to prevent other people from entering your thoughts, or to keep your thoughts to yourself, or to share only the thoughts that give out good vibes. um, so it's air is also very important, because you can't breathe, you can't live without air. um, And in the chakra system, it's represented by the heart chakra, um, which is called Anahat chakra. So Anahat chakra is the decision center of your body. So it is said that below the Anahat chakra, all the chakras that you have are very much are related to your animalistic and humanistic nature. Animalist and human nature. And heart chakra is the seat of, it's the decision point. What you decide in your heart can either take you down. You can keep your heart closed and cold and think selfishly that, no, I'm not going to forgive that person, how dare they do this and that, and you can bring your ego into your heart and make a decision that takes you down back to your solar plexus, which is your identity, which is your ego center. Or you can have forgiveness in your heart. You can feel that, oh, that person's behave like this because they are unconscious, because they simply don't know what they are doing. And that's very Jesus like thinking, which is very difficult to do every day, day in, day out. But it is possible. And a lot of people say Jesus was the greatest empath who ever lived. you know so Jesus made the decision to forgive, and that's why he ascended. He's called an ascended master, because he made a decision in his Anahat center, Anahat chakra, which took him up. It took him to divinity. So the heart Anahat center is a center where you make all these decisions, and the decisions are made via thought and via the heart. A logical decision and something that you feel in your heart. When it's in harmony with each other, you are making the right decision. But if you just make a logical decision, many times it is for your benefit, which is not too bad. Sometimes you need to do things for your own benefit, because maybe you're balancing your solar plexus, because you haven't balanced it yet. So first you balance yourself, first you fulfill yourself, do things for yourself, and then you become this generous person who's doing things for others. If you try to fill everyone's cup, but your own cup is empty, you're going to die of thirst. So you fill yourself first, and then when you reach a point where you can actually help other people, then you start helping other people. And this will vary, day to day. So some days you need to take off for yourself, for self love, and that's totally fine. There's no judgment about that. So every day your Anahat chakra is making so many decisions, some for yourself, some for others, and you constantly have to like balance this, because we are not divine, right? We are humans, but we are trying to ascend to a level of divinity, and we are trying to get there. So when you try, you have to keep that human aspect of yourself too. So it's not about being completely selfless and suffering and things like that. You have to keep a balance. So the Anahat chakra keeps doing this, and it's a feminine energy center. So both the feminine energy centers are very moving, very fluid, like the air, the water in the Swadhisthana, and then the air in the Anahat chakra. Both are very free flowing, moving, and the masculine energy centers are very solid or burning, full of passion. So, but as always, as I say, we all have all the energies within us, and we have to use all of them to be balanced. Don't rely on a man to bring in this, or don't rely on a woman to bring in that. You have to cultivate everything within yourself to be balanced, so that you are completely free of codependency. So yeah, so it's represented by the deer, because deer, the animal deer, it's very gentle, it's very elegant, it's very graceful, and it's also very cautious, because it can't really defend itself too much. It's not going to harm you. And it takes time to trust, just like the heart. If you've been heartbroken, you will know that it's not easy to trust again, because you don't want to go through that process of having your heart broken again. So you feel like no, let me not depend on anyone, let me depend just on myself and keep my heart safe. So we kind of cage up our heart, and that is what air balancing will help you reduce. You will be open, you will be free, you will be open to being vulnerable, but at the same time you will know if someone breaks your heart, you're not going to die, you will survive it. So but you give people fair chance, you don't judge them too harshly. So yeah, most people who have been in love with a narcissistic person, or you have been in someone who is related to a narcissistic person, or you have grown up in a narcissistic environment, definitely need to do heavy work on their air element. It might be out of whack. And then how does a person with balanced air behave? So they do most things with fairness. You will feel that such a person is really fair. They are not taking one side or the other side. They are kind of seeing all sides of the situation, and they are trying to take a decision which will help everyone out. So they are very fair that way. They don't choose sides. They do things in love. They do things without judgment. They are open, free flowing, they have a good perspective on things, they have good insight, which is called as vivek. Vivek is a vritti of the heart anahat chakra, which is very very important. They have a good depth of thought, they have seen all the sides of a situation. Like the eagle's eye view, they see the big picture, they see the small picture, they see every side of everything. And then they go into their heart center, they use their vivek, and then they come up with a decision. So you will feel that such a person, you will go to them for advice, you will feel that this person will help you, they will guide you. And they have the ability to think one idea through and through. They have good concentration, and they will start living life through their heart center. Basically, they will feel things, they will think about things, and they will proceed in life. So they won't get into very dicey situations, but that comes at a price, because they have been through a lot of dicey situations, and because of that their heart has been broken many times, and they have worked on their heart chakra. So they have worked on their air element. They have good uh, good grasp of the air element. So the air element is also very very closely related to love and the English language captures this as well, because you see phrases like there's love in the air and things like that. But this love is a love which is free of attachment. The attachment love comes from the solar plexus, ego, identity, that I like this person because this person makes me feel this way. But Anahat Chakra, the air element love, is be like the air, be free. Whoever you love, you set them free, and you're always there for them like a safety net. You are like the air that they can breathe if they are running out of breath. So you become a giver when you have mastered your air element, especially in cases of love. Like, don't give yourself to everyone, but whoever you love, they will feel like your love is free of codependency. It's a love that sets them free, that kind of a love um, that helps them get liberation or get freedom. So you will be like a breath of fresh air for them. And as always, English has said that there is love in the air, which I don't know how it came about, but yeah, it's quite fitting. Then physically, these people have a strong heart, like a lion heart, very courageous. They will go into risky situations. They're also a little shameless. When you have mastered the air element, you don't care about judgments from other people. You kind of become your own guru. So you listen to your soul, it becomes your guide. And you can obviously listen to gurus, but you don't need their validation. It becomes like you are your own validation then, because when your heart speaks, it just speaks. You don't need anyone else to confirm that for you. Then you just know, and you trust that. You start trusting yourself, so that happens. Also, like physically, these people, their ENT, ear nose throat channels are very very clear. They don't suffer from problem of mucus too much, or dry stuff, that gets jammed in your nose, and all the blood clots and stuff like that. And I have personally experienced, whenever I'm grieving something, I always have mucus issues. I always get like that dry, and blood stuff in my nose, and it's just crazy. Where every time my heart is like healing, I can feel it. I have those problems immediately show up in my body. Um, so yeah. So then the next point is, when does air element need balancing? So, for people whose brain races, there's too many thoughts per second, or you see yourself. For some person who talks about five different things in a span of like 10 minutes, the mind goes from here to there. Um, you can't make up your mind too much. You take tension, stress, overthinking. Whoever has complexes, like you compare yourself to other people a lot. Maybe you have an inferiority complex or even a superiority complex, is both a sign of imbalance of air element. Comparison to other people. Yeah, so all this thing happens because the heart center is a little bit closed, and the air is not balanced with the heart. So air is also thoughts, right? So thoughts and hearts should go together. When your heart and your mind don't agree with each other, you have all of these things happening. Like you can't make up your mind, you don't know, you have complex, you think about others too much. But when you open your heart, when you heal your heart, the vivek or discrimination or discretion comes out. And when you develop it, you know things, you are just validated. You don't need to compare yourself with others, because you are just good with who you are. You're just good. You don't need to think that, oh, I am doing better in this, or so and so is doing better than me, and so you feel bad. Nothing like this will touch you after that. So this has to happen through experience. You have to keep on breaking your heart again and again and again, till a point where you have to heal it to such a degree that you become a master of your air element. And the air will just guide you then, to subtler and subtler forms of existence. So how to balance your air element? Focus on your breath, very important. And it's available to you all the time. You're breathing all the time, so the air element is always there right under your nose, for you to master. Breath watching is amazing. You can do so hum meditation. So when you inhale, you say so, you say it in your brain, and when you exhale, you say hum. So hum, so hum. That is a kind of meditation. I think they teach it in Art of Living. You can look that up on YouTube. Another way is go out in fresh air, breathe fresh air, take a 15-minute walk in the fresh air. Mountain tops are amazing, hiking is amazing, forests are amazing. Wherever you can get some air which has not been polluted, that is amazing. But you don't need that. You can just, any breath, anywhere you can, it's good enough. But that's amazing if you can have that. Um, then another thing which is very helpful is slow down the pace at which you talk. I know it's annoying. Some people find my videos very slow and they watch it at 2x speed, but I just feel like when you talk slowly, it might annoy people around you, but you are going to see its benefits. It's going to balance your air element. So speak at a slower pace and put some space in between what you talk. So it will also This will also help you increase your ability to listen to people, because you are not in a race to reply to them, you know. So it's annoying for people, I see that. It's very annoying when you take time to speak, but do it. It will help you if you do it. Let them be annoyed, it doesn't matter. um, Another thing that I've already mentioned is watch your thoughts. Thoughts are like the air, they will land on you. Look at them and let them go away. So thought watching is amazing. Another thing is, see what a thought does to you. When a thought comes to you, do you immediately attach to it and start thinking about it? Do you overthink? uh, so see that. Or do you talk about it? Also see some behaviors in yourself, like, do you gossip a lot? Do you talk a lot? Do you like sensational news or sensational things, or to sensationalize things? How much truth are you talking when you talk? Do you add a little bit spice to it when you convey it to someone? So kind of um, see all of those tendencies in yourself. And then um, so these are things that you should not waste your breath over, you know. Like, there's this phrase in English language which says that don't waste your breath over it. So gossiping, judging, sensational news, things that create a stir in your mind, in your heart, don't don't go there if you are balancing your heart center. I'm not saying don't ever go there. If you're balancing your air element, don't go to those towards those things. Go to still air, don't go to the ever flowing sensational air which takes you here and there, go to the stillness in the air. So go to some meditation music or some mantra music or something like that. Then the last thing is, try not to hold grudges. Don't hold your breath over someone saying sorry to you. Maybe they won't ever say sorry to you, but if you can let it go, try to let it go. uh, so yeah, so also in English language there's this phrase saying you feel a heaviness in the air. When there has been an argument or a quarrel, the air feels heavy. So try to go to lighter air, try to go to lighter thoughts, try to think about things that make you happy, things that make you feel love. When you master love, you will have mastered your air element. So whatever you love, poetry, music, dogs, puppies, cats, kittens, whatever, food, cooking, baking, cakes, whatever makes you happy, take your heart there and keep it there. Stay in the air, flowing, smooth flowing air element. So yeah, that's how you balance it out. So I hope this has helped you in some way. And the next element is pretty exciting, because that's the one that takes you towards all your extra perception, extra perceptory senses, like clairaudience, claircognizance, etc. So it's something that takes you. Now if you have mastered your air element, the elements above that are all the ones that take you towards more divine, or towards, like superpowers or things like that. So yeah, so the next ones are very exciting, or the next one is very exciting, which is ether. So I'll talk about that next time, and I hope this helps you in some way, and wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Bye.